Okay, so word of the day is alliteration. And I say this a lot, but I really, really love this word. There's so many places, not just in creative writing, that you get to use this cool creative writing trick. So if you didn't already, grab that link, file, make a copy. Okay, so everybody say the word for me. Alliteration. Yeah, so this is one of our fancier words. So alliteration is when you have two words with the same first sound repeating. Remember, file, make a copy. So if you look in the examples box, there's tons of them. So the project that we're doing is an alliteration. It's called a fractured fairy tale. And if you heard that repeated, right? Fractured fairy tale. That's an alliteration. Two words, same first sound repeating. Randy, the recycling bin. That's another alliteration. We have people in our class that your name is an alliteration, like Ashlyn, Alan. Your name is an alliteration. Same, Caden. Yours is cool because it makes it seem like it's not, because it's spelled differently, but listen to the sound. Caden Crockett. Did you hear the repeated sound? So that's alliteration. It's kind of like a superhero name, right? Clark Kent, Wonder Woman, Bruce Banner, Peter Parker. Those names stand out a little bit more because of the alliteration. Tongue twisters are just a bunch of alliterations all put together. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Pecker, no, oh, I was so close. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, right? That's just a bunch of the same first sound repeating. A couple years ago, I had a kid who was like, ooh, this is cool, I have a good one. And he goes, what about fat pheasant? And I love that he was thinking so tricky. So a pheasant is a type of bird, but it's spelled with a PH. But listen to the sound. Fat pheasant. It's the same sound. So alliteration, I think it says it on the second sentence. Alliteration is all about the sound, not the letter. And then, show me your screens just really quick. 3, 2, 1. You guys are so good at that now. So, a couple of things that you need to know. Alliteration and rhyming are not the same. Alliteration happens at the beginning of the word, right? Caden Crockett. As opposed to bat hat, that's where rhyming happens, right? When it's at the end of the word. The other one, like I had this student, she was about 7 years ago, and she was like, my name's an alliteration! And I was like, no, it's not. I'm so sorry. She got tricked, which I totally understand why. It looks like it should be, but listen to the sound. Kate Knight. It's not the same first sound. So then, in case all of this isn't enough to get this stuck in your brain for forever, I have a funny story to tell you. It involves a picture. So way back when I was in 10th grade in high school, I had an English teacher who I loved, but she was crazy, but in like a good way. Her name was Mrs. Fingerly, which is a weird name, and Mrs. Fingerly was seriously old. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully, it's just that she really, like, I don't know how she wasn't retired. I think she was about 70 when I had her. Most people retire when they're 65. Like, she was so old that I was legitimately nervous. She would, like, keel over and die one day in the middle of class. I was like, ah! And Miss Fingerly was so funny. She was, like, one of those short old ladies. She had the old lady fro, right? She only wore leopard. She didn't know how to use any of her technology. But when it came to English, she was so enthusiastic. And the day that she taught us alliteration is burned into my brain. I will never forget because it was so weird. She's reading a poem at the front of the class. And you know how old people kind of shake a little bit sometimes? Okay, so imagine like tiny, crow, leopard, shaking. And she's reading the poem, and this is what she does, and it was, you'll just see. Okay, so she goes, and the sneaky snakes. And the whole class is just like, this is so weird. But you can't not remember that, right? That's so weird and unique. So hopefully you will also remember. She's still alive. It's amazing. When I was like 16, I write her letters every once in a while because I love her. She's like 100. She's so old. No, but she is still kicking. Okay, so last couple of things, and then we'll be done with alliteration. We've got a dorky rap song. This guy's dance moves are so bad they're good.
It's time for an education
I want to point out, there's no alliteration yet. He's doing a lot of rhyming. Limitation, alliteration, information, demonstration. No alliteration yet, that's all rhyming.
Limitations on alliteration.
Here we go. So I love that moment right there. Not only is he speaking in a bunch of alliteration, right? It can pretty much perfect a piece of poetry, but it provides pleasure. It just sounds fun, you guys. That's why as a creative writer, you might want to have some alliterations because it makes your writing pop. It adds a little pizzazz, a little zazzle, a little just like Shazam moment of this sounds fun. So, screen's facing forward for just another minute here. We're almost done though. They just sound good. See his weird dance moves? And he's slightly wrong, because remember, it's all about the sound, not the letter. Okay, he gets pretty repetitive. Raise your hand if you've heard the morning announcements with the teacher who always writes his noble knights in alliterations. Yeah, he does that on purpose because it makes it pop. It makes it stand out because he's putting a bunch of alliterations together. Okay, work on your you try box. I've got a funny example. This is called Dana's Dead Tongue Twister.
Dana's dead?
Has a doornail.
What did she do?
She was diving into a deep ditch and did a double flip.
Dana, deep ditch diving?
Stacy?
No!
So this is like a challenge of, they have to say all these tongue twisters. This poor guy gets spit in the face like 80 times.
What'd she do? She was diving into a deep ditch and did a double flip.
Dana deep ditch diving? Wasn't Dana digging Doug's garden?
No, Dylan dig Doug garden.
We're gonna skip ahead. It gets really repetitive. So let's skip more to the end.
Guys, come quick. It's Dana.
What happened?
She's dead.
Work on your you try box.
Dana's dead. Has a doornail.
What did she do?
She was diving into a deep ditch and did a double flip.
Dana deep ditch diving? Wasn't Dana digging Doug's garden?
No, Dylan digs Doug's garden. Dana digs Drake's garden.
Yes, but then she went deep ditch diving. I drained the deep ditch but didn't see Dana.
Dudes, don't despair. Dana didn't die deep ditch diving. She was trying to draw drowsy ducks down by Dairy Queen downing a dilly barton in Dodge, Dakota.
Dana drawing drowsy ducks? Did she do drugs?
I doubt it was Dana. She doesn't do well down at Dairy. Or trying. Drowsy ducks.
Dude, don't you dare doubt me like that.
Here comes the plot twist. I love that they have towels on the floor.
Downing dairy and drawing drowsy ducks.
Woo! So many alliteration, right? Because tongue twisters are just a bunch of alliterations all put together. Okay, so there you go. Use this trick more often, guys. It makes your writing a little bit more snazzy, makes it stand out, makes it pop. There you go.